Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Dear viewers of social media, welcome back again to our Leicester Faizan Madinah Facebook page. I hope you've been keeping well. This is the last Ashara of the month of Ramadan, the last 10 days. Today is 24th Roza. So it's very sadly, 80% of Ramadan is over. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us the blessings of this month of Ramadan, and may Allah Azza wa Jal give us the ability to see this beautiful month of Ramadan once again in our life as well. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Now today is our program Amazing Adventure, and in this program we talk about Leicester Faizan Madinah project. And as you know that in the previous sessions we talked about the bidding and the purchase of Faizan Madinah. Then we talked about obviously the planning stage of Faizan Madinah, where everything should be. And then we obviously concentrated on what projects we've achieved last time with Imran Ashraf Bhai. And today, Alhamdulillah, we got our Riaz Isa Bhai with us. He is currently project manager for our Faizan Madinah. So Alhamdulillah, he's recently joined the team, although he has been part of this Faizan Madinah project even well before we actually got the building. Because Alhamdulillah, he's involved in the Madani activities of Leicester to an extent. Whatever he can do, may Allah reward him. May Allah reward his parents for this, and may Allah shower countless blessings in his household as a result of this service to Deen. So Riaz Bhai is with us today. Riaz Bhai, first of all, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaba to our program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And
wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I think there is a bit of a ice cream vendor. I've muted Riaz Bhai's mics, and inshallah, we will be back with him very soon. So Riaz Bhai, just very briefly, I'll introduce you guys to Riaz Bhai. Mashallah, he lives in Leicester, and he is obviously from Mayman community. I'm not entirely sure that which particular community. Sorry about that. There was a bit of a background a noise issue. So Riaz Bhai, he's obviously from Mayman community, and he'll be able to enlighten us a bit on that. And he's our project manager for Leicester Faizan Madinah, and Alhamdulillah, he recently joined the team from that particular point of view. So Riaz Bhai, I would like to ask you in the beginning is tell us a little bit about yourself if you want to, and then tell us about your duty that you've been given in terms of Faizan Madinah project management.
Okay, just want to say thank you for inviting me to the program today. There's not much to read. Just a little bit about myself. Obviously, I've been born in Leicester and always lived here. And Leicester's always been my base, and Alhamdulillah, it's always been a good community city. But in terms of obviously the Faizan Madinah, obviously I came across obviously about 5 years ago, and obviously I've been involved in the background with some of the projects where I was where it was possible for me to get involved with. I just recently came on board at the new centre on Malabar Road as project manager, and some of my duties there are obviously looking after the actual centre itself and any of the maintenance and construction side to this. As our viewers already know, and as you know, Dawat Islami does obviously have many sites across the UK, and there are many projects. I mean, it's an ongoing project with the actual organisation itself, and we're always growing, even within our city. So we have the building on Malabar Road, just over 1.2 acres of land in total, and obviously it's a mixed-use facility for Dawat Islami and Faizan Madinah itself. And currently, obviously, we have the 5 daily prayers and brothers and sisters facilities. But obviously, as with Dawat Islam, we always want to expand on the facilities available to the community. And one of the ones that I've been sort of closely looking at with Dr. Zirak as well is the Darul Madinah side to it, which is the children's nursery and education system. So
Okay.
currently, yes,
I mean,
sorry,
Jazakallah for that. I'll come to that, inshallah. So that's a brief
okay,
introduction. And in terms of for the viewers of our social media page, Alhamdulillah, our aim is to try to do things in a professional way, which is also a requirement from a Shari point of view as well. And the aim to get Riaz Bhai on board was that he manages our maintenance and construction projects, both in line with the guidelines from the government and also from the Shari point of view as well. So let's start off with the Darul Madina. Now, Darul Madina is basically an Islamic school that Dawat Islami has established in many countries. And Alhamdulillah, here in Leicester, we've got branches of Darul Madina Nursery in Blackburn, Rotherham, Slough in London, and also East London. I think it's Romford. And also in Blackburn, we've got year one classes as well. So this has been running on for the past few years as well. And here in Leicester, we've been trying to establish Darul Madina nursery for the children and the primary school. And our long-term project is to have obviously nursery and primary school established in this building. And this building is very, very useful from that point of view. So we started off with obviously nursery project here in Leicester. We've designated a fair amount of area within our building, which obviously required construction for it to be up to standards with the Ofsted requirements. So Riaz Bhai, just introduce us that, how did, the construction and all this folded, and what steps we've taken to make sure that, it's done in a professional way.
yeah, no, obviously, I was taken on board as project manager because I've actually got experience previously working for a national house builder, and I used obviously those skills to obviously bring that to our facility here in Leicester. We started off obviously doing some research into obviously what we actually needed on site and what our requirements was, as you mentioned, with Ofsted, as is the educational nursery and primary school that we're looking at. It requires certain special construction in relation to how we build it. So we researched what we needed, the planning was made, and the initial sort of tenders went out to the builders. We got some architects involved. They made our plans for us and the construction plans. And as I mentioned, we discussed it with many construction companies. And we finally decided that, look, these tenders have come in. Let's decide on one. And we went ahead with the project.
Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can get any images of our nursery project. Unfortunately, I was busy with something else and I could not obviously get them up and running, which
That's
is
okay.
unlike me. But believe me, we've got obviously, again, I mean, the reason I'm busy is that Dawat Islami. Now, as per the government guidelines, the lockdown's easing off. So the government is saying that those people who can work, they should work, go back to work. But before that,
Yes.
we need to have all the risk assessments in place. So I'm the person who does the risk assessments, and obviously doing a risk assessment is not something easy. There are many, many dimensions to it, and you got to be very careful. So that's what I've been busy in. It may look like rushed today, but inshallah. So with Riaz Bhai, mashallah, he used his experience, and obviously we selected him because he had that experience previously working with other companies. And mashallah, he was very quick in terms of, getting everything sorted from an architect point of view, have a plan in place, and then get the tenders and then contact, obviously, number of different builders and get at least 3 quotes, because that's important, because we don't want to obviously select a builder just based on one quote, because you never know that what the other builder is going to quote. So this involved a lot of site visits, obviously you liaising with the potential builders, and alhamdulillah, although our plan was to get one builder in and do everything. However, after discussion, and especially from Riaz Bhai, the idea was that that may be slightly difficult and it may take longer, because we were not getting any one builder who was willing to take this job within the time frame that we wanted. Now sadly, lockdown has come and everything's thrown away, to be honest, but we will still carry on. So what happened was, obviously, so Riaz Bhai, how did you deal with this problem that we didn't have a single builder to take on the whole project? So how are we dealing with that at the moment?
Well, yeah, obviously, when we came to the situation where obviously no one builder would take on the entire project itself, as you said, we obviously met up, we discussed it with our team, and we decided that the second route would be that we need to go into separate all the different parts of the actual construction and give them out to specialized, construction teams who actually come out. So what we did, we split up the plastering, the actual demolition itself was actually given to someone else, because obviously it was a existing council building. So as you know, there'd be a lot of fixtures and fittings that were already in there. So for the construction to start, we actually needed to clear out the whole area. So we split up all the different areas: plastering, putting lighting, electrician, plumbing, and obviously we discussed that with several different construction teams who can come out and do all the different parts. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle. So rather than just completing all by one person, many different components came together, and we hope that will come together to finish the project.
Okay, well, that's very good, and may Allah Azza wa Jal give you the blessings of this, and hopefully we will keep finding
I
the
mean,
other additional people. We have got electricians and the plumbers in the pipeline. Has the work been affected by the lockdown?
yeah, of course. The construction that was actually in there was actually building some of our walls at the on the site, and unfortunately, lockdown commenced, and they were unable to work. So, like I said, the whole construction project was put on hold. But lockdown will be eased and building work will be able to commence, then obviously our work will also commence too.
Okay, and I guess that one of the builders already in, and he's working on
That's
some of these things, and clearly bearing in mind all the
that
social distance rules, and clearly they are at the moment it's only one builder, and it's quite possible and easy for them to maintain social distancing.
That's correct. I mean, we have obviously put social distancing policies in place as part of our building regulations, our fire and safety, and health and safety also, which is also in place on site. But we've also asked them to have PPE available to them as well. So, which is hand sanitizers, gloves, face masks, in case they see someone on site.
Okay. Right. So that's all well and good. Hopefully the work will restart. Do we need any
Inshallah.
money for this?
Of course, as with any charity, we're always welcoming any donation. I mean, it's not always money. I mean, if you're a builder, you're a any you got construction skills, feel free to contact us. Obviously, we have many projects, and we have to hear from anyone who wants to sort of help out. But money is also a good thing to help out on our projects too.
What I would like to request to the viewers of social media who live in Leicester, or even if you are out of Leicester, come and visit our Faizan Madinah. It's an amazing building. You can see it in the behind in the background. It's a multi-story building. The multi-story part is only one quarter of it. and the three quarters of it is ground floor. And as Riaz Bhai was saying, that the overall area is about 1.1 acres, and the internal sort of area is about 42,000 square feet. That's a massive building. So we designated, allocated the the rooms for the nursery. Has there been any liaison with the local education authority or city council in terms of, is this suitable, or what's the sort of demand point of view and the building point of view?
Yeah, I mean, um, uh, initially, obviously, we did our research and planning for the building. So we did actually contact the local early years department within the Leicester City Council, and alhamdulillah, they came out on site, and they provided us with some pointers, and they were very pleased, to be very honest. I mean, they came out on site. We showed them the whole site, and we explained to them what we've got in place, the architectural plans, what the plans we had for the actual nursery. And to be very honest, they were very happy with it. They said that we were one of the few people who they've come out on new sites like this, and who knew exactly what we were doing. So I mean, that's just um, entirely from the fantastic team that we've got working on this, including Dr. Zirak here as well, and a few of the other brothers, which I probably won't mention, but we have a fantastic team involved, and a lot of professionals involved as well. So they were very pleased. They provided us with a report of where we can go with this, and we're actually in close contact with them. Obviously, at the moment, with the council being in lockdown, we're not in touch, but we have direct access to the department, and any questions we have, we can speak to them.
Now, certainly, a lot of our discussions are focusing on Darul Madina, because that's the project that you've taken on right now, and that is a
That's
project
correct.
that is our priority. Now, just to put everything in context, when we purchased this Faizan Madina, then I know that I was at the forefront as well, and lots of other Islamic brothers were at the forefront, and we were promising to the public that give us the money and we will open for you a masjid, a madrasa, a jamia, and a nursery, ghusl mayat facilities, and so forth. Yes, it's been 5 years. We've established quite a few of these. We've established the masjid, we've established the madrasa, we've established Jamiatul Madinah, the Islamic scholarship course. This is the second year running now. And we've got, obviously, to an extent, established the funeral services as well, the ghusl mayat, although yes, there is some work left there. And further, sort of like, we were just about to open it, but then the lockdown came, and then obviously clearly it's affected. And how the practicalities are working here in Leicester, that the three masajid had been chosen via the MB call. So clearly we were not in the race to be part of that. But inshallah Azza wa Jal, as soon as lockdown finishes, this will resume. And then Darul Madina is one thing that clearly we are working on right now from a nursery. Now, Riaz Bhai mentioned about the team, and I think I would sort of like do sort of give you a bit of a detail about this team. Now, at UK level, because we got many centers, and I said that we got 4 or 5 nurseries up and running. So from a Dawat Islami point of view, we got a lead at UK level. His name is Faizan Rasool Bhai, mashallah, a truly amazing Islamic brother, very charismatic. And when you are with him, I personally want to be in his company when he is there. And alhamdulillah, we do talk on the phone as well, mashallah. May Allah Azza wa Jal, give him more blessings. So he's the one who is leading the Darul Madina project here in UK. And because he's managing these 4 or 5 sites, so he has got a lot of idea that what needs doing and what we can do. And he's providing us support. And that's the reason that when the local council people came from the education early years department, and they were quite impressed that you got everything that you need, your plans are right, and so and so forth. Whereas other people, they don't have much idea. Quite surprisingly, that they want to open a nursery and they're not fully ready. And also, in addition to Faiz Rasool, but we've got local team, obviously, our Nigrans, Fahim Bhai, Kamran Bhai has obviously played a significant role in this Faizan Medina project. Prior to you, he was looking over it, and a lot of decision making process had taken place with Kamran Bhai. That and Fahim Bhai obviously played a significant role in terms of Shari guidance. Now, again, I keep mentioning Shari guidance because Darul Madina is a worldly education project. So even though we had the permission from the Darul Ifta, our Muftiyane Kiram, that yes, we can establish Darul Madina here in Leicester, Faizan Medina nursery, but we needed to designate the place. So Fahim Bhai has been instrumental in terms of obviously taking this guidance from Darul Ifta. So that's where the construction's going. We got two big rooms. Unfortunately, my laptop's not on my side today. Probably I'm ill prepared for it, so my apologies for that. I can't upload the pictures and the images. When I go behind the camera, I was trying to sort it out, but I couldn't. So we haven't got the picture. But let me describe to you that we got a side entrance. We got two very big rooms for the nursery, and we got a very good size play area, and that's well protected, and also we got rooms for offices, then toilets, and the staff room and the prep area. So all in all, we got about 6 7 rooms, small and big, with play area specifically for this nursery. Now let's finish with the nursery. What's our future project is obviously to establish a primary school. And Riaz bhai, you've been part of this in the beginning as well, when we did a feasibility study.
That's
And
correct.
the architect at that time, Shakir, some Mr. Fakir, I think. May Allah Azza wa Jal
Yes.
reward him. And he was the one who actually conducted and came and did the initial project. I'm talking a couple of years back. May Allah Azza wa Jal reward him. And he did the feasibility study, that what's the sort of uh, building capacity. Do you want to shed any light to that, if you
Yeah,
remember?
I mean, I well, obviously I'm not on that project at the moment, but yeah, from what I remember, the information he provided was quite a good report. So he spent a lot of time, and again, thanks to him, we were able to obviously do a little bit of planning. But from the reports he provided us, it explained to us that there was a need for this in the community, and secondly, the building we have has got a quite a good capacity to actually be able to facilitate a primary school. So there's different, like, so we have a multi-story, and on each floor we can have classrooms, we can have, we have a kitchen area, obviously, a hall, and all the different types of areas we actually need for primary school could be facilitated within that building because, as I said, it's a large building. Again, I would urge our viewers, as Dr. Siri said, is to come down and view it. I mean, we will be happy to show you around our building, inshallah.
Okay, Riaz bhai, do keep talking. I'm trying to upload an image.
No,
Um,
that's absolutely fine. But yeah, I mean, we you know, at the moment we have got a lot of construction happening, and the rooms obviously are being facilitated there for these the nursery and other projects as well. But our architects have, done a fantastic job in planning so many different projects within one building, and that's a great feat in itself. Having, building house, building one, commercial building, it's a tough job, but having one commercial building and then having multiple different things happening at the same time, as you can see. Oh yeah, great.
so
This is the
luckily I managed to get one on. This is one of the rooms.
fantastic. Fantastic. So you can see here that this at the pink wall that you see here has just been recently put in, and this is being, it's different. You'd probably recognize it's very different to the standard um, plasterboard that you would have in in your home. The reason for this is because it's actually requirements to have fireboard. So as you can see, this has got a pink tinge to it, and these boards are fireproof boards. And there's a metal construction, it's an aluminium actually constructed frame that's been put up. You probably have to see on the right hand side, there's a metal strip that comes down here. We've got the skylights coming up at the top, and the hole that you see in the plasterboard is actually going to be our double doors going out. I don't know if Doctor, if you can get any more images coming
Well,
out in here.
let me see. I could try, but it will take some time. But you could
No, no,
carry on
that's okay.
talking.
I'm sure the viewers will sort of can envision what it looks like. I mean, this room was full, a few months ago with many things. You can probably see on the bottom right hand corner a lot of electrical wires. These are all taken off from the walls. I'm talking about light fittings, electrical wire, pipe work. I mean, you probably heard in previous sessions, Dr. Zero talking about the district heating system that we had in the system. This was all taken out because we need a complete new system. I don't know if we can even mention the builder that helped us, Dr. Sab, who actually,
I
ran the
mean, it was Wakar Bhai, and I think I would always be grateful to Wakar Bhai for his services.
absolutely,
Now, mashallah, he's built our two wuzu khanas and our Ghusl Mayat room, a fantastic builder. We wanted him on
yeah,
this project, but unfortunately, because he'd already signed a deal somewhere else, so we were very sort of like sad to have lost him on this one. But in
yeah,
terms of because there was, as I previously mentioned, there was district heating, so there was pipes going all over in the building, and
that's right.
this is a sort of an industrial scale building, and it's not like our home plumbing. And clearly there were multiple pipes. Some were being fed from the fresh water, some were being fed from the tank upstairs, and some being fed from the warm water supplied by the council. Now, since we disconnected the district heating system, the next challenge was to identify, because there was no labels on these pipes, which is what is who, which pipes and which to cut and which not to cut. That required a lot of obviously underground work, because there were no plans that we received from those pipes. So Wakar Bhai, he luckily managed to find a plumber, or a district plumber, sorry, industrial plumber, whose father had actually worked on this building back in the 50s
Yeah,
when putting these pipes in. So Wakar Bhai and him together, they spend, I would say, days and weeks, most of this as a voluntary work, mashallah, not charging us, identifying the what pipes or what and which pipes we can cut off. Now, if you look at this particular building, the middle skylight, you can see, sorry, at this picture, in the middle skylight, you still got one pipe going. Now, that's
yeah,
probably supplying the fresh water or the cold water. That's why it's
yeah,
left. But there were lots of other pipes and lots of other additional wiring from the ceiling that we took off. And the reason for this was not that we are wasting money. This building is not obviously insulated. So to insulate properly, and we had to get rid of these pipes, because what was happening is the water in them was still running. And in the winter, some of these, every winter, we have one or two pipes that burst. So we had to get rid of these before we could put proper ceiling and everything. And that's what we are doing in the whole of the building. Yes, it is an amazing building, but it's not an easy building. So, but we are doing everything. Once this works complete, inshallah, it will be like a brand new building, or
inshallah.
an area, and inshallah, it will be everlasting as well. So that's sorry, I took too much, went into
That's
too
okay.
much detail.
No,
We
no, no,
got
don't worry.
five more minutes that we can still use of our time.
Well,
Allah,
I would say to our viewers is that, as we've mentioned, this looks like a construction site, but the way our organization, Dawat Islami, and our team like to have a finish which is A1. It's got to be of the highest finish because these things need to be a quality item will last longer than trying to cut corners. So I would urge our viewers to come down to our center, whether you're brothers, inshallah, after the lockdown, brothers come and see our facilities. Just come to have a look at our wudu khana. And I think everyone will be quite amazed to the level that it's been done. Also,
I
sisters,
mean,
we have a
I
lot of
can
sisters
say,
facilities.
that our wudu khana is 5-star, so they can come and
Alhamdulillah.
prove me wrong.
And again, sisters have also got their facilities, and we have great facilities for sisters as well. So, inshallah, they come and see that also. So,
Okay.
sisters can see once the lockdown's over, obviously.
Ji, Riaz bhai, Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. I really appreciate
Barakallah
you
fiik.
taking the time out. It's not everyone's, camera friendly. And Riaz bhai was very worried that he doesn't want to. And I know that in other places, he's always behind the screen. And that's what he likes. And I think, I mean, I don't know what to say, but for some reason, he's agreed to come on the screen. And it was a surprise for me as well. So, Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. So, inshallah,
Alhamdulillah.
Azza wa Jal, this has opened many ways for you to be on the screen in front and on the stage in the future as well, inshallah. Azza wa
Inshallah.
Jal. So for the for the viewers of our Facebook page, uh, please do visit our Faizan Madinah. There are lots of activities that will be happening, inshallah, after the lockdown. We will try to engage with you during the month of Ramadan on Facebook, on social media, through number of different educational activities. So it included Tajweed class, it included Dars Quran, it included obviously these sessions, Life of a Scholar, where we discuss the life of a scholar to encourage our youngsters to join that pathway. And also we delivered Health is Wealth segment, in which we talked about at least 9 or 10 different medical and mental health problems. And I'm sure the viewers would have found that very, very useful. And Alhamdulillah, this is an evidence that we got a team that can deliver a lot. But we need your support. We need your support, not just financially, but also we need the manpower. We need the brain power as well. So if you are passionate about delivering a religious service or help religious services deliver in a professional way, come, come and speak to us. And inshallah, we've got the platform, we got the setup, and inshallah, yes, it will take time. We won't actually make you sit in the driving seat straight away. You'll have to obviously pass through a number of different stages, and if you survive that's a part and parcel of this. If you survive, and inshallah you'll be able to help us significantly and the religion of Islam, and whatever other platforms that you may be working upon, all well and good, keep doing. May Allah reward us all. And once again, Riyaz bhai, Jazakallah khair. Anything else you want to say
Barakallah.
before we close this?
No, I think that's everything. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so I'm gonna press the end broadcast. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala